Back to the cyclemaster. Here I'm cleaning off the mudguards with a wire brush. They're a bit light to be sandblasting, and also with the wire brush, when you take the paint off, any dimples or dents show up quite easily and can be planished out later. Takes a bit of time, but with the paint left in the dents and the dimples, you make it up later. The majority of the dents can be rolled out with the wheeling machine, but there are certain sections you just can't reach around the mounting brackets, and there's a rolled lip on the very end that stops the wheel getting to the dents without interfering on the shape of the mudguard. So these dents are tapped out over a former. I start with the supporting behind the mudguard. This takes the high spots off of the face that's seen, and then of course you turn it round and bring the low spots up to match. So the dolly has to be curved to match the inside of the mudguard. Now working on the low spots, the face of the dolly is flat, but the hammer is now curved to match the inside of the mudguard. Bit of patience and don't go nuts. Try and avoid stretching the metal as you tap away, and the results are quite good. The rear mudguard was done in exactly the same way, although there was a big crease where you see me tapping it now that the wheeling machine might have folded over on itself, so I just stuck with the hammer and gently brought the metal back to its original shape. With the tinware done, I gave it a coat of rust converter, seeing as it wasn't blasted, and while that was drying I turned my attention to the seat post. It's not your standard bicycle seat post that just comes straight out of the saddle tube. It's got a horizontal piece welded to it. Couldn't find any on eBay, so I decided to make one myself out of stainless. Here you can see the coped joint and the angle that it sits at. Just left a simple case then to weld it all together. Try and keep the welds nice because they can be seen. A bit of polished stainless does look good though. This is where the TIG comes into its own. less chance of the part distorting or moving on you. There we are, ready for polishing later. Back to the tinware, as I call it. This is the frame being etch primed. This is followed by a primer filler coat to go in all the little rust pits and even things out, and then its first coat of black. It's a base coat that can be rubbed out and then clear coated on top. I shall have a go at putting some fine pinstripes on them. It seems to be a traditional way that they were finished. Here I'm rubbing out the first coat of black. I like to flatten it back and then give another coat on top. I'm sure there's some painters out there saying what the hell for, but it works for me in my simple setup. Leaving the paintwork to one side, I decided to build the front wheel. The hub was cleaned and degreased, and new spokes were threaded into the hub. With the spokes all placed in the hub, it was time to put on the rim. It's a 32 hole, 28 inch by 1.5 inch Westwood pattern rim, as used on the high Nelly bikes. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these, and I got it wrong the first time. I got the spoke pattern wrong. So took out one side and re-spoked it, but I got there in the end. When it comes to the back wheel though, I shall have to make some spokes, as the original cyclemaster wheel is only 26 inch. I think most of them, if not all of them, were 26 inch, and I shall have to lace a 28 inch rim to match the style of the bike I'm building for it. After finally getting the spoke pattern right, I gently tightened up the spokes to get the rim concentric with the hub. Not too worried about side to side at this point. That, as you can see, comes later. Gently tightening the spokes, keeping everything concentric, taking the side to side movement out, and everything nice and tight. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.